Hi, this video is an update on the angel thing because I had uh, a really massive experience yesterday that I actually wanted to share yesterday, but I got so tired from um, the from all the happiness um, that I fell asleep. um, I told you briefly about that angel fatigue um, that I figured out was that I had started empathizing in a way that I could actually change my life from it. That the empathy turned into a manifestation. Um, and oh yeah, I also wanted to talk about the discussion around shielding or not shielding, and what's the alternative, because I had to shield. I can't go around getting my everyday life just reflections of other people's that I meet. Anyway, uh, that's an interesting discussion. I will maybe get to it. Otherwise, you can look in the forum because it is discussed there. But yesterday, I needed to go to a meeting. As I wrote in somewhere, I'm an addict. I'm a recovering addict, so I need to go to certain meetings. And I knew that I needed to go to this meeting, but I was physically so tired. Uh, Good, not bad, good, but physically really, really tired. And I was thinking, what can I do that is really gonna get my spark? Like, what makes me happy? What can I do now to get energy in here? And then I remembered myself saying in one of these videos that when I do light work, I don't lose energy. I actually get energy. And I was like, that's actually exactly what I would want to do. I would want to sit on a bus and do light work. And because I needed to go to the meeting, there would of course be a bus on there. So that's what I did. And I walked there and I was tired. And I get into the bus, and the second I get into the bus, I feel this joy that I am soon to, like, as I pass these people, I just feel a love for them. So much love and hope, and like, you'll be getting a gift from me really, really soon. And I sit at the back of the bus, as I normally do, if I can. And I sit down, and then I start doing my grounding exercise. But this time, instead of starting with my normal position, if you haven't heard my grounding position, it's basically that I imagine myself in different angles. Head upside down, back forward, back, and feeling the pull. I don't know why, but it's really solidly grounding in every direction. It's not just grounding for the ground; it's actually grounding from every possible angle. So it becomes a bubble, and that normally takes a few minutes to start here, taking upside down, maybe from the side, and then gradually getting this more and more images of myself in a sphere. And this time, I immediately went straight for the. I didn't even start with the ground. Started with a like slanted downwards, backwards, upwards, solid. And then I only shifted once, and I only touched it, and it was complete. And I noticed it because it was like on speed. It was so fast and good. So I got a little rush. Wow. And then I send the light out, which there's a few different ways I can do this. Sometimes I send like just a clearing first, like a air, to clear. But this time I had a vision that I would send more like a water along the feet, because they have this image of people like splashing their toes in this love, and having wet toes as a funny thing. Um, but I started with just like sending out my presence in the bus, which was just a flow forward. And that flow was massive. It was like, because I just sent like a, hello, but it was almost like a shock wave. Oh, not unpleasant, but massive, like, thick, dense. And dense is usually used as a really bad word, so I hesitate to use it, but it was like almost solid, like a mattress of love. And for like, if I had like at the gymnastics there are these mats that you can roll on, and then you roll them together after class, like one of those. If I had done like this. Like three people looked up. Oh, like, not at me at first. Well, one looked at me, straight at me, and then down. So that was someone who's actually a little bit awakened already, but shutting it out, I think. It was a young guy. Uh, but one was did this, and another one sort of glanced at me. Oh, okay. And I'm like, what was that? Okay, so I changed it because it was, I couldn't be doing that. And I just started sending. So instead I just like, okay, that was too massive. So instead I sent like little light sparkles. And I haven't used them before. I've used them in one way, but not like this, because I wanted them to be like little fairies. Not fairies, what's it called? The little well, anyways, like these, just light, but they were more like in the fae, like uh, teasing a little bit, tickling, giving a kiss on the forehead, that kind of. Um, so I sent that out uh, in my intention. I'm not. No, anyway, and there was one girl. She was sitting there, and she went like this, and then she just started smiling. She just started smiling, and well, okay, so it really worked. I think I could see it. It can be projection, but in my world, it worked. And then the bus comes up on a very big bridge, which overlooks my entire city. Gorgeous view. It was in the evening, lights sparkling everywhere, and I thought, okay, we can try that thing now. And as I was getting ready to, oh, that's the thing. When I was getting ready to send the love, I also spread my wings to have, I don't know, to feel good about myself. Actually, it doesn't really have any function. It's just to feel good. And when I did that back in the beginning, it was, if you've ever played a video game where you can upgrade your hero and it all of a sudden has all these new features? That's what it was like. It was like a different sound, a different feel, heavier, massiver, like muscles, like new muscles. Yeah. Okay. So I'm on this bridge. I do the spread the wing. I try the wings again. Like, just what are they? And I feel massive again. And I send a wave out, and then I can just feel it with my heartbeat and the wings and something else that is in the center, but it doesn't have a location. Just a presence. Um, So in a really rhythmical pulse, these waves of light traveling over the waters, and I could feel them all the way over to the houses across the water, reaching the houses, continually new waves, and they traveled with ease, with so much love, just headed out solidly, not determination, but just going where they were supposed to be going, like you could trust them, like you could trust this light. It was just, oh, words. Okay, a person who, if they say they're going to do something and you know they will do it, that's the sentiment in these waves. They're off. Job is done. It's going to happen. And when they reached the house, the massive, like, long distance quality of this wave, because that's what I felt it was, like an AM radio wave, you know, with the ones that travel really far, changed into the more watery kind, which is fluent and can still move, and then gradually dividing up into the air quality of it, where it goes to individuals. And as the kind of stardust version that I had used in the bus, that's, I guess, the last quality of it, which is really just one flick, just like one thought or one feeling or one instigation. It's one entity. Entity is also negative, but and I had, this is not a concept I have ever heard or read, or I know nothing. But the sensation of this that happened was very clear. And I felt such joy sitting there, knowing that this light would reach a large chunk of my city. Really big part of my city would get this light tonight. And in every building, in every floor, in every family, in the area that I passed through while I was doing this, some people would be lucky enough to wake to it. And the others would be a little bit closer to waking the next time. And for the ones that are already awakened, they would feel the love, and they would be strengthened, and they would have energy to pass forward. Which is strange, because passing energy forward doesn't cost anything. But because as I was doing this, of course, I was filled with love. I had so much energy and love. It's actually already 14 minutes. It's really long. I'll stop there. Thank you so much for listening. Try it. I don't know. I hope you can find it. You can find it. It's there.